Hello again, my friends. It's your friendly Toad. I've been away for a little while, but I'm back again now. And from having conversations with Timbo 66, and gave me a lot of encouragement, and basically he's taught me into getting back into making videos again. Because I was about to stop. I've got to admit, I've not been feeling up to it recently. What with the bounce of depression, and then I picked up that bloody virus that's sweeping the world at the moment, or a version of it anyway. So it pretty much knocked my wheels off. And then, of course, I think, it works in feeling sorry for yourself, and I'm not going to bother anymore. But, right, Sue Chicken, she also gave me a lot of encouragement. It's good. You're a good community out there. Thank you very much. But talking to Timbo earlier on today, and he says, come on, get back out there. So I have 140 subscribers, so at least 140 of you out there think I'm worth watching. So you've got what you wanted, and I'm back again. If you watched them, wonderful. If you subscribe to me, even better. I would love to go over the 1,000. I mean, that would be a dream to have that many people. I know I've seen the difference with Williams, and he went over the 1,000. It's a wonderful honour to have that many people think that you're good enough to watch. Yeah. Anyway, I'm starting off. This is basically just going to be a bit of a chat about what I'm going to be doing with the channel, and a little tip about putting an edge on a blade. Some of you may not know about. I'm pretty much sure most of you already know this one, but it's something we used to do when I worked in the kitchen all those years ago. My first job after I left school back in 1978, I trained as a chef in a local hospital. Actually, it was a local mental hospital, or as they called it back then, it was an asylum. So it was hard going. We had 2,000 patients, plus about 1,000 staff. So that was basically 3,000 meals every 3 hours until everybody went to bed. So it was a breakfast, a lunch, a tea, 4 meals, and then we did a supper. And then obviously there was the night staff where you used to have to do meals for them. But, so it was a full-on thing. As the chefs in them days used to say, this is none of these a la carte posh restaurant food. This is proper food, normal meals. You just get them cooked. We're not worried about Michelin stars. Not that they've talked about them back in them days. It was get the work done. And apprenticeships back then were hard. A young apprentice back in the late 70s, you were given all the shit work. I'd have all the chickens to gut every Thursday, or all the fish to gut on a Friday. There's a lot of them to do. Clean and dress. Many happy memories of doing fish and chicken. And then, of course, there's the chopping the cabbages. Vast amounts of cabbages we used to have to cut. And they wanted them shredded as well, so there's a lot. So, yeah, the point was, you had to keep your knives working. Now, the old chefs used to say to me about knives, because obviously I was given a set of knives when I first started. And he used to say to me, a sharp knife is your worst enemy in the kitchen. You don't want one. All you'll end up doing is cutting yourself with it. And after a very short time of using them on heavy work, you'll take the edge off anyway. Bread's a good example. Bread will take the edge off a sharp knife within a couple of cuts. But you don't need a sharp knife in the kitchen. A lot of it is all bravado with chefs. The reality is you want an edge that will cut, not necessarily a sharp edge. Depending, if you're going to be doing fancy prep food, yeah, you have your little paring knife, you keep them very sharp, doing decorating tomatoes and things like this. But yeah, so you do want, there are occasions where you do want sharp knives, but majority of the time, just for general everyday work, you want a knife that will cut, and it will keep on cutting, which is why serrated edges have become so popular. So I'm leading me on to this little tip that the chefs taught me all those years ago, and I'll share it with you. Right, now this is a knife. This is about 20 years old, this knife. Let's see where we are, whether you can see it. Okay, it's a Japanese steel, it says. It's one of your generic things that came out back then. Nothing wrong with it. Oops, let's get back into focus. Oh, that'll do. Yeah, anyway, nothing wrong with it. It is what it is. But let's toss it say ages ago. It's not one of my knives, it's one of the Lady on the Hill's knives. I use these ones. I think these are great. They're cheap. They give you a good edge. Last for a while before you've actually got to do anything with them. And they're cheap. And they're very reliable. Swedish knife. Yeah, lovely. I've got a set of these, and this is what I use. If you see them on anywhere for sale, pick them up. They're worth having. They're not a lot of money. Swiss steel, as far as I know, and they do a very good job. I've had these 6 years, I think. Anyway, so best way to tell if something's going to cut when it comes to kitchenware, paper's not a good issue with this. You're not going to be cutting paper in a kitchen. What you will be doing is like this, and you want this to go through this quite easily. So I'll show you. And you want to do it with as little effort as possible. Did you see? I'm putting no effort on this. This is just the weight of the knife. Nothing happens. Now, this knife here, which I put together myself, is a Moira 2000. I've played around a little bit with the blade, but it's basically only been stropped. Again, just the weight of the knife. Now you see the difference. But like I said, you don't really necessarily need that kind of sharpness. So what you do, you see people doing this. I was watching Gordon Ramsay on television the other day, and he was showing he was doing something, cutting a pepper. And what I noticed him doing, and this is what reminded me of it, you'll see a lot of these chefs in there. Let me put that one down. And they'll be giving it, and I've trained to do knives like this. You know, they'll be giving it all this. Right, you know, all this sort of, there we go. You know, well, yeah, you see something like this, and fine. These aren't meant to sharpen knives. These are honing tools. They're not meant to sharpen them. Now, Gordon Ramsay cut, if I remember right, he cut pepper once, and the next minute, he's doing this again. But what I noticed he did, which is what the old chef taught me to do, is you do this, and then you'd see it go. And you do this. Now, that's the trick. What you want is an edge, a cutting edge on this, not necessarily a sharp edge. There are adverts on the internet for sharpening tools. They're little bars of carbon steel, I think, and you see the bloke and he'll go on the edge. Guaranteed to make this knife sharp again. Yes, he will, because if you see what I'm doing, I'm actually just roughing up a small area of the knife, of the blade. And that's what you have to do in. This isn't very good, actually. It's not very good steel. But that's what you have to try to do. Rough up the edge. I won't use this because it's not very good. This is just to use an example. Whenever I do this, I use these little diamond stones. You can pick these up. Anything will do. Of course, it is a hardened blade, so this is what you have to try to do. Now, this is what we have to. Don't do this to the best knives that you got, because you're knackering the edge. This is not what we're after. We're after getting a working knife out of a cheap blade that will let you cut and cut and cut. And this is the dead easy way of getting that edge back again. Or not a edge, getting a working edge that will be workable. And you're just roughing that edge up. I highly suggest that you stop as often as you can. You can't beat that. That's why barbers do it so much. And you never very rarely see barbers sharpening their razors because they strop all the time, as I do. I've got a series of strops depending on the knife I'm doing, but luckily I've got a very old one, about 100 years old, which I use mainly. Right, so you see what I've been doing. I've just been roughing the edge up. With this, you can do it with lots of stuff. You can do it with the side of a cup. You can do it with side of a window, some glass. Oops. You can also do it by hitting the camera with the knife. All that I'll end up doing is cutting a finger off, I think. Let me put you down straight there. There we go. That will do. Right, so where was I? Yes, here it was. So yeah, you can do it with anything you want. You know, it's your choice. Do it with one of these. A good one to use is those sharpening steels, the white ones, the ceramic ones. They're quite good for that, because what you actually have to try to do, although you can actually sharpen with those if you want, is just put a bit of an edge. If you want something rough, just do this. So you've seen what I've been doing. You might have to do this every now and again, every half hour or so. Just that's all you have to try to do. Like I said, you're knackering the blade doing this. Don't do this on your friend's £5,000 Japanese steel knives, or his German knives, or even yours for that matter. But you should now see. Oops, let me just put this. Again, this will be using the weight of the knife. It's not brilliant, but you see, got through. Now, if you're going to be doing bread and all this sort of stuff with your knife, as I say, the thing is, you're going to knack your edge. If you can afford a really good, expensive set of Japanese knives, good on you, or German knives. Germans are just as good. I like German knives, but the thing is, not all of us can. So if you are like me and you've made a mistake in the past of buying cheap metal, the thing is, we're doing it this way. If you've got the kind of blade that won't take an edge, you know, they keep curling over at the end when you get your little bead when you're sharpening, you keep losing it. Doing it like this will put the edge on. It will work, and it'll work over and over again. Oops, I'm not doing a very good job of this. I've got some stuff in the thing, but you should see. You see, and this is a rotten moulded tomato. Oh, I don't know what I can do. One of the best tests for a sharp knife. I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm back. Oh, right. Now then. Strawberries. The best thing to find out if your knife's sharp, if it will cut a strawberry without any weight on that blade, you're in there. Okay, let's just, oh, there we go. I'm a bit wobbly. Yeah, focus. That'll do. No, it won't, so I just knocked it off. Oh, bugger it. Alright, try again. I'm very much out of practice with this. There we go. Right then. Move the tomatoes. Now, as a benchmark, it's best to use a knife that I know is razor sharp. At the moment, it's the sharpest thing I've got in the house because it's not been used for anything. And that's because it came, and I've just not used it. And I was ill when it arrived. And that is this, which you'll all recognise. It came through from Twisted Assisted. It's actually about £35 worth every penny. This is brilliant. I love it. I really do. It's well worth the money. It's come sharper than a razor. I do like this. This was well worth buying. I know it's probably made by Brother Knives. Also, what, they make nice knives. And if Brother made one like this, I probably would have bought that. But this is beautiful. I do like it. It's a bit debatable about the size. The overall blade length is over the 4 inches, but the cutting edge isn't. I think we're pretty safe because the law is pretty specific and it says cutting edge. So yeah. Anyway, this is sharp. So let's first off cut this tomato. Where should we do it? Yeah. So no weight on the blade. If the knife will cut a tomato, a strawberry, it's sharp. There you go. See that? No issues at all there. Let's do it again on this one. I'll put my hand in front of the camera so you can see. There we are. Oops. There we go. Like this. Move it that way. There. So you see, it's just the weight of the knife. Let's move this stuff out of the way. There we are. Just the weight of the knife. See? Now that's a good advert for this knife. I'll do a review. I don't know if one's already been done on it. Probably has. I've been out of service for a while. But it's well worth the money. Thank you, Twisted. You did a good job. VG10. Wonderful knife. Right, I'll put you away for another day. Strawberries. Hope you all like strawberries, because I do. I like tomatoes as well. Oh, that's a dog. Right then. Back to what I was doing. Put these things out of the way, because I don't need them at the moment. Don't need that. Right. We shall carry on. I'll just go over this. Oops. Not that I don't have any faith in what I've been doing. I'm now cutting dog hairs as it fell on the floor. Let me just do this again. Like I say, you're going to knacker the blade doing this, but it's going to make a knife you can't sharpen and get a decent edge on into a usable kitchen knife that you can do locks and things with. I mean, if you're really good at sharpening knives and you think, oh, what you're talking about, fine. I'm no expert knife. I just know knife sharpening. I just know this is what we used to do when I worked in a very busy kitchen, and there was no egos as far as who had the best knives. All we wanted was something to get the job done. So let's get rid of this, and then I'll finish with this little bit after this. Get the way. Right, here we go. That's there. Put it over there. So the test is no weight other than no assistance other than the weight of the knife. You see, there we go. Look at this. Yeah. Now I will just grab another knife and show you how this can be done so quickly. As I always say, experiments need to be repeatable. So, put you just there. Try it on this bit. I don't know if this will work. This is a very dirty knife. It's at the bottom of the cupboard. High carbon steel. What's that say? Non-stainless steel. Oh, okay. Let's see what happens. Hold that tight. Not a very good example, but as you see, there was obviously still enough of edge on there. Let me find one that's blunt. If this one has an edge, then help me back to the scoring board. Right, let me just see. Again, it's another old one out of the cupboard. It don't get used anymore. Of course, obviously, knives don't have to be as sharp as you think. Like I say, if it can cut a tomato, a strawberry, it's worth having. Did you see? Okay, this has got a skin on it, so it's not touching it. There we go. Sharp enough, that's soft, but not enough for this. So we agree, that's not cutting anything. Right, oh, time's moving on. This will be, I'll stop this in a minute. Once I've done this, and then I'll do another video straight afterwards so you don't get too bored. Where's that? Oh, there it is. Right. One last time. So this is an old fillet in knife. So there we go. I mean, anybody that's got any sense will look at this and say, of course, all you're doing is putting the equivalent to the serrated edge on it. That's right. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm also knackering the edge on this. But that is repairable. There we go. Do the same on, oops, turn around, same on this side. Oops, trying to cut myself. It's catching. What am I doing? That'll do, right. Here we go. Let's see. Catching up everything, all right. Oh, there we are. Sweet as a nut. Now, do you agree that was a blunt knife and now it is sharp enough? Oops, sharp enough to cut. And there you have it. I hope that was of some help for you. And strawberries. Tomatoes and strawberries, they're just beautiful together. They're both so sweet. Right, I shall clean this mess up and then I'll put another video out, another bit of a chat with you. Okie dokie. See you all soon.